Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, once again, you see on the screen, oh, when will it ever end? Well, first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, all right, who continue to teach us this truth through the Holy Spirit. All right, this is Nama of the DC camp, and yes, here it is again. Another Jake. Judge declares Cleveland man who spent 45 years behind bars in wife's murder wrongfully imprisoned. Wrongfully imprisoned. 45 years. 45 years. Isaiah Andrews, right next to attorney Marcus Sidoti, was declared a wrongfully imprisoned person during a Thursday hearing in Cuyahoga, I guess that's how you say it, County Common Pleas Court. Andrews was released from prison after serving more than 45 years in the killing of his wife. He was acquitted in a new trial in October. 45 motherfucking years. Now he's 83 years old. All right, he went in, he was 38. Isaiah Andrews, who's 1975. Conviction was overturned after Ohio Innocence Project attorneys discovered in 2018 that Cleveland police hid evidence during the original trial that led detectives to arrest a different man, was acquitted by a jury after a new trial in October. How many times we have to address this subject that these crooked ass, wicked ass cops, all right, this is 45 years. And there's several of these incidents that have happened recently with 40 plus years. This is not, you know, sad to say, a special case. People that they railroaded, of course, a lot of it was years before DNA, and even with DNA, they still get railroaded. All right, all these people, especially when it was in its infancy, all right, but not because of that, but they knew these people were innocent before they sent them up. And these are the people you want to stay around. So whatever he did on the inside, I don't know if he worked, um, making something for, because, he had that prison industrial complex. Man, part of the curses, what can you say? All right, this is something that we keep trying to tell our people. These curses, they identify us. All right, but right now, let's go real quick to Isaiah. The hell is that? Isaiah 42, Salaki. Isaiah 42, and scroll on down. All right. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. Who is it talking about? It's talking about the Israelites and nobody else. They are all of them snared in holes. Now, what are those holes? And they are hid in prison houses. All right? Hid in prison houses. Here it is, the United States of America, with 5% of the world population, last I checked, has 25% of the prison population of the world. Now go figure. But it shouldn't be too hard, because we all know this was planned out. See, our people fail to understand what slavery is. All right. And because of that, you have this idea in your head of people getting whipped, all the violence that we suffered under chattel slavery. Okay, that's one aspect of it. All right, but the shit that happened after that actually is more devastating than that. All right, than the chattel part, because all they did was change tactics. When you see the wording of some of these, like the 13th Amendment, you have to pay particular attention to this devil and how he words things. Hence the birth with the 13th Amendment, with that phrase, except for after you've been convicted of a crime. All right, boy, they jumped on that. Now we got more free labor, because anyone convicted of a crime, once they're behind bars, actually we can do anything we want to with them, because not only that you're locked up, but you have that stigma. And even after you've completed your sentence, how you're perceived, all right, by the general public, this is for the rest of your life. And they've made sure that you cannot fully integrate into society. All right, so you never truly finish serving your sentence once you are convicted. This was done on purpose. So here it is, this man here. All right. Oh, let me finish this. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth. I wonder why. For a spoil, and none say restore. And that was, I had almost jumped the gun there. But this, again, this is how this devil makes his money, got his free labor. I often bring up the movie with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence called Life. And they showed you that, all right, how motherfuckers, I believe that was supposed to have taken place during the Depression, if I'm not mistaken, around 1932 or somewhere around there. All right. And they spent the majority of the rest of their lives behind bars over something that they did not do. All right. I use that as an example. And towards the end there, the motherfucker that, screwed him over, that was the sheriff back then, admitted to him. He was with the warden. Well, they both were, played by Ned Beatty. I think he's still alive. And the motherfucker that was a guest of his was actually the sheriff. Of course, he was aged. You're talking about like 40 years later. And he really noticed it when this devil took out his father's pocket watch that he gave him. And the motherfucker actually said, so what? After the warden questioned him, he said, well, is this what they're saying? Is this true? That you knew these men were innocent? I mean, you have to go see the movie, but, And the guy said, well, hell yeah. The state of Mississippi got however many years, I forget what he said. I think I said like 40 at that point, of free labor. He outright told him. See, this has been the thing. And once you get in the system, you're never truly out of it, especially if you got a felony. Let's go back. Again, here it is. And this is all they have on it. 45 years, people. He was convicted in 1975. I mean, I'm trying to think of another Jake in North Carolina. Was it last year I did a video on him? Not even, we're talking about like maybe October or something like that. He just broke down. I think he did 44. He was like, "What, you expect me to forgive you for something that fuck you? What do you do? What's left for you to do?" He's 83. This particular case, he's 83 years old. Like, what the fuck? The other guy, he went in, I think he was 20. and he's 64, getting ready to turn 65, and it's like, and now they told the other guy, the one I was telling you about in North Carolina, they act like they don't want to pay him. All right, they're going to pay him for like up to 15. The other 29, I think I got it right. I hope it's not backwards. The other 29 is like he said, like, sorry, we got to get out of this wicked ass motherfucking place, man. This is just, you know. But like I said, the curses. Let me go there real quick. Get some more scriptures, because people don't believe when we tell them this. Hey, you have to learn to read and study. It's been there all along. If the Spirit works with you, you will see these things. This is, as I said, punishment for us turning our back on the Lord, on the Most High Yahweh. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse, Yahweh Shai, the Father and the Son. He says, Deuteronomy 28 and 1. All right. This is what Moses is telling. He says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Most High Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. The sad thing is, other nations that are heathens see this, and our people don't. Why? Because of what I'm about to read. All right? And it says, too, and all these blessings should come upon thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh. That's all we had to do. But, feel free to read the rest of this. I'm skipping down for time's sake to 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. See, this covenant that was made between us and the Most High, it's a contract. Even in the world, there are penalties for breach of contract. All right? Think of it that way. And this is why we're suffering the way we're suffering, unlike anybody else. All right? 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. No matter where you go on this planet, these curses are going to follow you. All right? Cursed shalt thou be, this is 19, when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Ain't that the truth? All right? 28, the Most High Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. That blindness is not just talking about physical blindness. Again, what I just said, our people can't see themselves in the scriptures. They've been fed this Christian bullshit for so long, and there's a reason for that. This devil got the majority of our people's mind, but they were given over to that. You got to understand. King David, and it says in Isaiah about 6 and 9, Romans 11 and 7, 8 and 9. It goes into that about our people being blinded. Isaiah 20. Hold on, real quick. Is it 29 or is it 2? Let's see. I think it's 29 and 10. Hold on. Here it is. For the Most High Yahweh hath poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book. You can read this Bible from front, and you often hear people say that, oh, I've read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. And they can't break down Genesis, the first chapter. I can pretty much guarantee it. Why? Because they listen to your enemy, your oppressor, and trust in him. He's the one, as it turns out, the Most High hate, him and his whole nation. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. 1 Corinthians, first chapter. They keep going to these supposed higher learning institutions to learn about something that is ours. It's never going to work. And you people that keep going to these assholes, all right, these racist bastards that hate you, thinking that you're going to learn something, well, you get what you get. You remain blinded. All right, so let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. And let's see. Let's go on for time's sake. 37. Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. Nigger, coon, jigaboo, tar baby, whatever have you. Among all nations, whether the Most High Yahweh shall lead thee. All right, let's scroll on down. For all of you that wondered why everybody else can come to this country and prosper and we can't. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. All these stores set up, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power. Remember the first verse. All right. To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. 46, the point. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Most High Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Idolatry is the biggest thing, the biggest reason why we're in the predicament we're in now. And you know, Exodus 20:3 says what? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And you wonder why we're in the predicament that we're in. You want to call on sweet Jesus and all that bullshit. Allah. Every other God but your God. Hey, I hope whoever views this is edified. Again, we're dealing with a Jake that spent 45 years behind bars. Again, these curses. All right? 45 years. He's 83 now. Goddamn shame. Hey, so with that, hey, shalom.